Josh Giddey experienced one of the most emotional moments of his still young NBA career when he returned to Oklahoma City for the first time as a visitor since leaving the Thunder. Drafted by the franchise in 2021, the Australian point guard quickly became one of the most recognizable faces of the team's rebuilding project and, despite his departure, still maintains a strong connection with fans and former teammates. This return marked more than just a regular season game. It was also a night filled with symbolism, memories, and a reflection on how sport can transcend the simple act of competition. If you're passionate about the Chicago Bulls, the NBA, and stories that go beyond the field, like this video and subscribe to the channel. That way you won't miss any exclusive behind-the-scenes content, analysis, and breaking news that touches the hearts of fans. As soon as he stepped into the Paycom Center, Giddey was greeted with loud applause and warm cheers from the stands. OKC fans haven't forgotten how much he contributed to the team's identity in recent years. Even though his time there didn't result in titles or historic playoff runs, he always demonstrated talent, dedication, and a special connection with the local community. The fact that he was received with such warmth shows how significant his presence was in the development of a young team, currently still building its way to consolidate itself as a powerhouse in the West. Giddey himself, in interviews before and after the game, spoke about the experience of returning to the city and the mixed emotions it brought. He emphasized that it was in Oklahoma that he matured as a professional player and as a person, learning not only to deal with the pressures of the league, but also to take on responsibilities on and off the court. According to him, the feeling of walking into the gym, seeing familiar faces, and at the same time wearing a different jersey was strange but rewarding. This kind of testimony only reinforces the idea that, in the NBA, human stories intertwine with sporting rivalries, creating moments that are forever etched in the league's memory. From the Chicago Bulls' perspective, Giddey's arrival represents much more than just another player on the roster. He symbolizes youth, versatility, and above all, forward thinking. The Bulls have been undergoing a transition, trying to find a balance between experienced names and promising newcomers. In this context, Giddey emerges as a key player in the franchise's planning. His ability to set up the play, find teammates in advantageous positions, and contribute rebounding and defense makes him a well-rounded player, ready to take on a central role. The game against the Thunder, while emotionally charged, also served as a showcase for what Giddey can offer the Bulls. Even under the pressure and emotions of the night, he demonstrated maturity and focus, handling the ball confidently and creating offensive opportunities. This shows he's prepared to handle high-intensity situations and continue to grow within the league. It's interesting to note how Giddey's trajectory reflects the natural cycle of the NBA. Young talent emerges, develops on smaller teams, gains momentum, and then pursues new paths in search of great achievements. For Bulls fans, seeing this process repeat itself with the Australian brings hope that he could be one of the keys to putting the franchise back on the map. After all, Chicago is one of the most iconic brands in world basketball and needs protagonists who can carry that historic weight. Throughout his speech, Giddey also acknowledged that the reunion with former teammates was special. Players, coaches, and members of the coaching staff came to congratulate him, showing respect and friendship that remains even after his departure. This is a clear sign that he left doors open in Oklahoma, which isn't always the case in the competitive world of the NBA. This professional and humble attitude further reinforces the leadership profile the point guard can offer the Bulls going forward. Another point that caught everyone's attention was the Thunder fans' reaction during the initial lineup presentation. Upon hearing Giddey's name, some of the crowd gave a standing ovation, a rare and meaningful gesture for a player now wearing a different jersey. This moment moved the Australian, who didn't hide his gratitude for the way he was treated throughout his time in OKC. It's a fitting recognition that at the same time increases his responsibility in his new challenge. On the competitive side, the matchup also provided some valuable lessons for the Bulls. Facing a Thunder side that continues to improve served to test the Chicago team's resilience. Giddey's presence in this game helped level the playing field and showed that, even in a difficult environment, he can be a positive factor for the team. This reinforces the coaching staff's confidence in his development and his ability to play a key role in decisive games. The night also sparked debate among NBA journalists and analysts. Many highlighted how Giddey's warm welcome in Oklahoma could serve as extra motivation for him to fully assume a leadership role with the Bulls. Others pointed out that this type of experience is crucial for forging the character of an athlete who still has many years ahead of him. In both cases, the conclusion is the same. Josh Giddey is a name worth keeping a close eye on and could be a key player in the league's future. Finally, we reflect on how sports can combine emotion, nostalgia, and expectations in a single night. Giddey's return to Oklahoma wasn't just about stats or scoring. It was about respect, recognition, and the promise of a bright future. For the Chicago Bulls, this story represents the beginning of a new era, with a player who arrives ready to honor the jersey and write important chapters in the franchise's history. And you, Chicago Bulls fan, what did you think of Josh Giddey's reception and what he's shown so far in our jersey? Can he truly become a leader and be one of the pillars of Chicago's return to the top of the NBA? Leave your opinion in the comments, because we'd love to hear what you think. If you enjoyed this content, don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel. Here you'll find comprehensive analysis, up-to-date news, and a special look at everything involving the Chicago Bulls and the NBA. Your participation is essential for us to continue growing and bringing you the best stories in world basketball.